Cute, sexy, and fun. You're watching CSF Nation's Own WMK TV, Channel 90. Okay, so we got a lot of topics to go over. Good morning, CSF Nation. Good morning, happy Wednesday. We got a lot. Plain and simple, we have a lot to go over and a lot of unpleasantries to get over too. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to everybody for the response to Kiki's design. Really happy about that. I'm going to be reworking the shading, reworking the skin tones though today. So before I start on the lighting, so that's all I'll be doing on screen today. And then but in the meantime, we got a lot of topics to go over. Specifically, we're covering YouTube. We're covering PayPal and PayPal and Steam split. Basically, PayPal banning Steam, and we'll have a reaction video from Lack of Entertainment. We'll dive into YouTube's new AI age verification system since that rolls out today. We're gonna update you. I'm going to update you guys on a progressing story regarding Wikipedia and the UK Online Safety Act. And the heavy topic is we're going to cover the Roblox situation. We're going to react to Sleep's video. We're going to watch Sleep's video in full because he's going to break everything down, what's been going on. Listen, the whole thing is that this was never about protecting kids in the first place, and so many things are going to get more this is going to have a lot. I feel that a lot of stories that we're going to cover are going to have a ripple effect. And I mean, they're going to have a ripple effect on this. So you're ready. Anyway, we got 5 people watching. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been freaking amazing. As always, if you guys can do me one little favor.
Hey, if you're enjoying this program, please smack that like button and make a jiggle.
And smack that subscribe button if you want to see more art content from Makini. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the show.
Later.
Smack that like button, make a jiggle. Smack subscribe, make a jiggle. By the way, YouTube, yeah. I hope that proves that I don't need to show my ID to know that I'm an 18+ channel. Oh my yeah. So let's go ahead and speaking of which, let's go ahead and get right into the first topic. And before we do that, let's go say hi to both Power. Power's been covering it. Power's been covering all of it on the CSF Nation Discord. If you guys have not joined Discord, please do so. Thank you guys so much, Power, for all of the. Thank you, Power, for really bringing up all the news and such like that, especially in the censorship discussion, because we are definitely going to be throttled by this, as if it seems that we're being throttled right now. Yeah, seeing the view count is now at 0. Why is that? The view count is now at. Yeah, the view count. If you guys check, yeah, the view count is at 0 now. Oh, oh boy, this is gonna be good. This is going to be fun. Neo J, good morning. Yep, the view count really dropped, didn't it? Yeah, yes, it did. Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right. Well, yeah, you're saying, and I agree. You're saying like it's not common knowledge, but we all saw this coming. Yeah, we all saw this coming. All right, let's get right into it. There you go. This is going to be a very, very interesting show today. So, first up, let's bring up the new. Oh, I got the video up on the screen. Let's bring this up. You guys already know today is officially the start of YouTube's AI-powered age verification system, which estimates a user age by analyzing content viewing patterns, search history, and account age. This system aims to enhance platform safety and compliance. Now, there are already channels. Now, I've seen plenty of videos of people finding ways to skirt around this AI age verification system already. There's actually plenty of videos out there right now, and how to kind of skirt around it. But considering the fact that YouTube is also going to be going after VPNs, it's definitely definitely not going to be a pleasant experience. It's definitely not going to be a pleasant. Definitely not going to be it's going to be a tumultuous time. It's going to be a very tumultuous time for the platform. Now, I I don't know if you guys. Let me start by saying that there are. I did see a video of large content creators being affected by this AI age verification system. I forgot what video it was, but I saw a video of one content creator, I think, who had like, I think it was like 100,000 or 200,000 subscribers get hit with this age verification, and now they had to show, and they were reluctantly, they had to share their government ID, share their a personal ID, just to, just to be proven that they're over 18. This is what I was talking about when I said that this was going to have a this is going to have a ripple effect moving forward. This is going to have a ripple effect moving forward. And, with everything that we've been seeing with the UK Online Safety Act, the censorship, everything, it's just more and more and more of, I think this might end up being the last year of the free internet that we know now. I hate to sound all doom and gloom, but I think this might be the last year that we'll experience a more free and open internet, especially with all of these regulations being introduced and implemented all at the same time, as if it was a Trojan horse, a coordinated effort. I'm very curious to see how many more channels are going to be hit by this. How many more, especially with how many more big channels are going to be hit by these verifications. It's probably one of the laziest. Yeah, I agree, Jay. Using a verification based on your watch history is probably one of the laziest ideas yet. It is a very lazy idea. And it's clear that it's done in compliance with the UK Online Safety Act, the COSA that they're trying to, the Kids Online Safety Act they're trying to implement, when it was never really about, protecting children. It was never really about protecting kids. It was just more about, wanting your personal information, wanting you to basically dox yourself, as I've said multiple times. And how many of these channels are going, especially a lot of smaller channels are going to be caught in the crossfire? How many of these smaller channels are going to be caught in the crossfire when it's all said and done? Because I think I think most big channels may be fine and may be able to skirt around with this, but I fear that a lot of small channels, including myself, are going to be hit with, are going to be caught in this crossfire, and it's going to negatively affect, channels moving forward. I do think the algorithm doesn't really, you're already having issues trying to get into the algorithm and shit like that. But, how much more is, but this age verification, I think, is going to negatively affect a lot of channels moving forward. And I'd argue that it may affect people's wanting to actually start a YouTube channel moving forward. It's people are going to be on eggshells. People are already on eggshells right now with all the censorship and shit like that. So this is just going to complicate everything more. And speaking of the UK Online Safety Act, and I'll keep an eye out, and especially if there are channels, especially if we see channels that we know, that are going to get hit by this, yeah, it's definitely going to be reported. We're going to hear about it. So even in our commentary space, channels might be hit with this age verification. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We shall see. We shall see, unfortunately. All right. Now, this is another topic I want to get into. I didn't catch up from yesterday. I did see that Chibi Reviews did make a video on it. But when the UK Online Safety Act was rolling out a couple of weeks ago, one of the biggest platforms, or one of the biggest sites that have been hit negatively from this is Wikipedia. Now, listen, I'm going to say this right now. I know most of us do not trust Wikipedia because most people use Wikipedia as like a starting point to do more research somewhere else. But the thing is that Wikipedia is heavily biased. let's not beat around the bush. Wikipedia is heavily biased. Heavily biased. And it is all volunteer contributors, by the way. So with the UK Online Safety Act, this will affects YouTube, it affects Wikipedia. It has a negative effect on Wikipedia because that means that there are a lot of contributors who have to remain anonymous to hide their identities whenever they're submitting articles and stuff like that for the site. Wikipedia wanted to fight back. Wikipedia basically wanted to get into a lawsuit with UK over this because Wikipedia does feel that in all cases they probably should be exempt from this whole UK Online Safety Act because it is just providing information, providing history and shit like that. Well, they lost. Wikipedia has officially lost the challenge. This is from Chris Valance over at the BBC. Wikipedia has lost the legal challenge to the new Online Safety Act rules, which says it could threaten human rights and safety of its volunteer editors. The Wikimedia Foundation, nonprofit which supports online encyclopedia, wrote a judicial review of regulations which could mean Wikipedia has to verify the identities of its users. But despite the loss, the judgment emphasized the responsibility of Ofcom and UK government to ensure Wikipedia is protected. Yeah, Ofcom. Yeah, yeah. This is this is a brave new world we're in, ladies and gentlemen. The government told the BBC welcome the High Court's judgment, which will help us to contribute our work to implementing the Online Safety Act to create a safer online world for everyone. Judicial reviews challenge lawfulness in the way of which a decision has been made by a public body. In this case, the Wikimedia Foundation and Wikipedia editor tried to challenge the way in government decided to make regulations covering which sites should be classed Category 1 under the Online Safety Act, as the strictest rule sites must follow. It argued that the rules were logically flawed and too broad. They are, and they're purposefully broad so that they can affect anybody on a whim, and they're purposefully vague as well. Don't forget that. These rules are purposefully vague too. It argued that the rules were logically flawed and too broad, meaning a policy intended to impose extra rules on large social media companies when instead applied to Wikipedia. In particular, the foundation is concerned that the extra duties required. If Wikipedia was classed as Category 1, it means it would have to verify the identity of its contributors, undermining their privacy and safety. The only way it could avoid being classed as Category 1 is to cut the number of people in the UK who could access online encyclopedia about 3/4 and disable key functions on the site. Basically, to not be classed, to keep their, for Wikipedia to keep their own anonymity, they basically have to make it unavailable in the UK. For most people in the UK, it would have to be unavailable because they're not going to risk, basically doxing their contributors. When their contributors, it's important for the contributors to remain anonymous. So yeah, this is definitely a interesting situation, all things considered. The government's lawyers, ministers have considered whether Wikipedia should be exempt from the regulations, but had reasonably rejected the idea. In the end, the court rejected Wikimedia's arguments, but Phil Bradley Schmeg, lead counsel at the Wikimedia Foundation, said that the judgment did not give Ofcom and the Secretary of State, in Mr. Justice Johnson's words, quote, a green light to implement the regime that would significantly impede Wikipedia's operations. And the judgment makes it clear other legal challenges could be possible. Wikimedia could potentially challenge Ofcom's decision of regulator did ultimately decide to classify the site as Category 1. And if the effect of making Wikipedia Category 1 meant that it could not continue to operate, other than other legal challenges can follow. Wikipedia has been caught in the stricter regulations due to its size and user-created content, even though it argues convincingly that it differs slightly from other user-to-user platforms, said Monica Schrodel, data protection litigation specialist at law firm Fries. The court's decision has left the door open for Wikipedia to be exempt from the stricter rules upon review. The communications regulator, Ofcom, will enforce the act, told the BBC, quote, we, not the court's judgment, will continue to progress in our work in relation to categorized services and associated extra online safety rules for those companies. Yeah, and it is, and I agree, Power, it's very arbitrary. A lot of it is very arbitrary, but yeah, Wikipedia loses their challenge to the Online Safety Act, and is going to, I think it's going to, it's a potentially dangerous moment. I think this UK Online Safety Act has been it's just crazy, to say the least. This is it is actively, and I agree, Jay, it is actively censoring information. Regardless of you trusting Wikipedia or not, this is actively censoring information. And I think that's going to, and this is another thing that's going to have a ripple effect as more and more these online safety acts, these, let's be honest here, fake acts to protect children are going to continue to roll into play, because some things will still slip through the cracks, and there will be so much bias and so much just wanting complete control over you and everything you do, that some things they'll turn essentially with these regulations, they're going to turn the other cheek on a lot of things. And I mean a lot of things. Such as this. This is coming from Pirate Nation over on Twitter. PayPal has notified Valve that acquiring banks are terminating for Steam purchases in any other currencies except EUR, CAD, GPY, JPY, Australian dollars, and regular dollars, basically. So PayPal will be, so it's an update to where PayPal will not be available in certain countries for Steam. In early July 2025, PayPal has notified Valve that they're acquiring bank for payment for transactions in certain currencies was immediately terminating the processes of any transactions related to Steam. This affects Steam purchases using PayPal in currencies of the other EUR, CAD, GPY, JPY, yen, likely dollar, yen, Aussie dollar, US dollar. We hope to offer PayPal as an option for those currencies in the future, but the timeline is uncertain. We are also evaluating additional payment methods on Steam for customers affected by this. In the meantime, please use one of our other current payment methods during checkout. If you can't use any of the available methods, consider using a Steam wallet code and adding funds to your account. That's kind of using a Steam wallet is kind of a good way to kind of bypass some of these if you are not in those countries where PayPal is not being implemented. Good morning, Penny. Spicy, this is a good question. Spicy Takes Here says Valve should do what eBay did and create their own payment processor for buyers and sellers. PayPal used to be the default payment processor for eBay until a few years ago when eBay decided to become more independent. Platforms should just ditch PayPal at this point. And PayPal is owned by eBay, by the way. Yep. Yeah, they're just using a payment processor, Bitcoin. That's not going to work here. And we all know, and they're still having an issue. Archcast is still having that issue of his PayPal account being permanently banned, and he still has about $15,000. He still has about $15,000 in his PayPal account, by the way, that they basically just took from him. That he's not getting it. He's not getting it back. I think we can all agree that he's not getting it back. This is I think this may turn the tide in Steam's favor, but we may see. But this is going to have major ripple effects. And if we go into, because everybody's talking about this right now, let's do. God, I don't like the gamer. So. All right, we'll do this from the gamer, but please take from a grain of salt. Steam payment woes to be continued as the user had discovered that PayPal no longer supports transactions in the majority of the world's currencies on the storefront. While purchasing on Steam, Reddit user Jeg123 was met with a blurb stated that PayPal would no longer be available as payment option for currencies that aren't Euro, Canadian dollar, British pound sterling, yen, Aussie dollar, or US dollar. And it's go thing. This has been an ongoing issue for about a month. This is the first official statement on the matter, and this is from Steam itself. The exact reason to why PayPal's affiliate banks are no longer invalidating handling transactions from Steam is unclear, but fans suspect that it could be relating to the ongoing Visa and MasterCard controversy, wherein payment processors are placing pressure on Steam regarding sexual and offensive content. You could think collective shout on that one. However, there's little reason to why major non-currencies will be targeted while major currencies remain functional. The two issues could be unrelated, but there's also been no statement from PayPal about this issue. In the meantime, please use one of our other, this isn't the only payment issue that Steam is currently grappling with. As mentioned above, MasterCard is attempting to pressure Steam into removing games that could be damaging the MasterCard brand, which, you should be looking into OnlyFans then if that's what you want to play. If this is the kind of game you want to fucking play, which has pushed Steam to de-index some games off the platform. Of course, we do that. itch.io also. Now, we're going to get into a video from V, our favorite troll, favorite Romanian troll, lack of entertainment. He's going to have a response to this. I'm going to leave a link to V's video in the chat, guys. Go ahead and check it out. V, take it away. Let's go and get right into it. Okay. Oh, sorry. Go back.
Decent person should also feel.
Let me start over.
Whenever I hear a politician or a journalist talk about how wonderful the future is going to be, how we're going to be living in Star Trek in a cashless society, it makes me puke. And I think like this type of sensation should be spread around the world, because like every single decent person should also feel like puking when they hear the concept of a cashless society. Yeah. The reason is because we get to notice how the people that are supposed to provide this cashless utopia are behaving. Just couple of days ago, a fellow content creator by the name of Arch was pretty much told by PayPal to go fuck himself. Now, they didn't actually tell him like that. They used a very nice corporate HR positive way of telling him to go fuck himself, but the sentiment was pretty much there. Like, apparently what happened, the man just wakes up, finishes masturbating to get rid of his morning wood, and then when he goes on the computer, he thinks he's getting scammed. Opens his mailbox and notices that, oh, yes, your PayPal account has been deactivated. And he's like, well, surely that cannot be the case, because I don't do anything bad. I don't associate myself with, like, terrorist organization. I don't like to terrorize people. I don't do the speech of hate. I do the speech of boring. Like, no one even watches my live streams, right? Like, I'm a boring person. Why am I being deplatformed by a payment processor? Surely this is a scam. And then when he actually goes on the website of PayPal and logs in the normal way, he finds out that, no, actually, PayPal did tell him to go fuck himself. And the way they did was without even saying why. It's like, due to suspicious activity, we have decided to shut down your account permanently. Like, until the day you die, you will never be allowed to have another account. And obviously, this causes a little bit of distress in the average individual. You know, cortisol levels rising, adrenaline pumping. It's like, what is going on? Like, why do I deserve this? I'm just an average individual. What have I done? And so he goes on the internet and asks people to raise awareness of the issue. And if you actually were one of those people, I would like to thank you for it. Because it turns out that PayPal does respond. And what they said is very interesting, and I think it's actually connected to this story. They basically said that it's related to certain transactions that weren't done in USDs or euros. So basically, Arch received some money into some foreign currency, and this is why his account got flagged. Now, he is a streamer, right? Like, he's streaming for the public, and people give him super chats, and probably, like, someone gave him money into a currency that's neither euro or USD. And this triggered the account. Now, he's got some money on the account. I think he's got like $1,500 or so. And currently, he can't access it. Currently.
It's found 500. I heard other reports that it was 15,000. I heard other reports that it was 15,000. We'll have to clarify on that. But it's still, he's got a lot of money on that PayPal account that he'll never be able to access because his account has been banned permanently, which is a gross overreach, basically. Hey, Rocky.
The money is taken away from him until they will reopen his account. And they also haven't announced when that will happen. So put yourself into his position, right? Like, you have some money in your account, like maybe grandma's birthday is coming out, and you want to give grandma a present, but you can't because evil PayPal has taken it away from you. And then evil politician and journalist is talking to you about cashless societies. How high does your middle finger needs to get raised in order to show to other people that you're a decent person? But anyway, right, that happened last week. And this week, it seems that Steam is unable to provide PayPal services to a couple of countries. And people are weirded up, like, what's going on? And as you can see, like, Valve actually responds, because usually these banks operate in silence. And you genuinely, like, don't know who's responsible for doing the stuff. You know, they talk about brand protection, but they're afraid to tell you which brand is it that is actively fucking with your video games. And I definitely think, like, maybe this is what they mean by brand protection, right? Like, operating in the shadows while politicians are promoting cashless societies. In other words, like, for them to get more profits, right?
Yeah.
And so, as you can see here, PayPal use on Steam is currently available in my currency. Why? In early July 2025, PayPal notified Valve that their acquiring bank for payment transaction in certain currency was immediately terminating the processing of any transaction related to Steam. This affects Steam purchase using PayPal in currencies other than Euro, Canadian dollars, British pounds, Japanese,
sterling,
Australian,
Japanese,
and USDs. We hope to offer PayPal as an option for these currencies in the future, but the timeline is uncertain. We are also evaluating adding additional payment methods on Steam for the customers affected by this. In the meantime, please use one of our other payment methods during checkout. If you can't use any of the available options, you can consider using the Steam wallet code. Okay, so because of the timing of this, a lot of people are associating it with the other issue where Visa and MasterCard were pressuring Steam to censor video games.
Yep.
And, you know, they were basically community noted on Twitter when Visa and MasterCard said that they're not doing that by people literally showing, no, you're actually having on your terms of service, like certain material in pure fiction where you're not allowed the distribution of it. And even more so, there have been cases in the past where you have pressured book authors and people writing erotica in order to ban these things. So no, you're totally
manga and doujinshis. They have pressured mangakas. They have pressured stores in Japan to ban certain mangakas, certain doujinshis in the past because of this. So, you know, Visa and MasterCard, you know, they can say all they want, but in the end, we all know that they're lying. We all know that they are lying. They are blatantly lying.
Deciding, just like Eastern Germany was deciding under communism, like they had a couple of hags, like 45-year-olds that would watch pornography all day to decide which one is acceptable for the socialist mindset and which one isn't. I'm not kidding. Like Germany literally did that. Like they had a committee of deciding which porn is okay and which one isn't. And so now they're doing the same, but for books, like not stuff with real actors, right? Like books, video games, like pure fiction. And because it's there, you know, like other people that work under Visa and MasterCard, including payment processors and banks and stuff, like they have to comply. So whether or not Visa and MasterCard are directly responsible, it doesn't fucking matter. Like until they change their terms of service and make an exception for pure works of fiction that are legal, people should continue being outraged, right? This one, however, I don't know if it has to do with video games because, again, like it happened to Arch. It's now happening to Steam. And it's not on the adult games part of Steam. It's like on Steam as a whole. And so, like, there's no information to go on. And so I'll assume that it's still about the video games. Fuck it. Why not? You know, until they actively say which one is it, like maybe Visa and MasterCard should also have another policy that would actually help the public in order to make sure that everything that comes down from them is very clear and explicit on why they are deplatforming, right? So, like, I still blame Visa and MasterCard because, like, they want, what was it called? The brand safety, right? So if they want brand safety, just like they have an issue calling for the ban of certain fiction, they should also have another terms of service that say that any bank that works with us and wants to do this type of shit should be very explicit in explaining why. Like, is there some legislation that the bank is in which forces it to not make transactions in other currencies? Is it an issue that, like, someone making transactions in other currencies was creating a lot of scam or whatever? You know, at least give a general idea. Like, don't necessarily be that specific to the point where you can get lawsuits, but at least inform the public on what the issue is so that the public can actually petition their lawmakers or they can make their own opinion.
But here's the problem, V. Here's the problem. And I agree, but the problem is they're being vague on purpose. Them being vague about this gives them free reign to cut off their support on anything that they deem problematic, that they deem offensive, that they deem, quote unquote, hurts their brand. They're being vague about these on purpose. And there's something everybody needs to understand. This is just giving them leeway to be able to pull more funny, to do more censorship and such like that. They want to have those vague terms and conditions, so that means they get free reign to have more control over what you buy, control over what you purchase, control over what the media you consume. They want to be the judge, the jury, executioner, and all that. So they want to be the moral arbiters, and they're keeping these rules vague for that very reason.
as if they should or shouldn't purchase or use that bank in the future. Still, the fact that that Valve is actually directly naming acquiring banks is a big thing, because these acquiring banks, usually operate in the shadows, and they're the ones responsible for a lot of censorship, especially when it came to guns and other issues. And so, like, if they want to dictate based on morality what the public should or shouldn't buy, they should come into out of the shadows, right?
All this is going to do is going to push more people to the more seedy, dark corners of the internet to get the media that has been banned for ideological reasons, basically. It has to. It's like in terms. It's almost like you're trying to create a new prohibition. You're trying to create the new prohibition, basically. Where people now have to resort to more seedy tactics and possibly illegal tactics to actually get their content out the door, get their content out there. Visibility is going to be very limited, and it's only to a discerning few. But this is what it feels like. Hypnotic was not wrong in saying we are literally speed running the cyberpunk timeline. We are literally speed running into the cyberpunk timeline. I mean, this is speed running into. This is quickly turning into cyberpunk, and it's not, except it's a much more drearier, basically. It's much more depressing. It's not as I joked about it, how, like, somehow this makes cyberpunk less dystopian by comparison. We're speedrunning into the cyberpunk universe without any of the cool shit that is involved in it. It's cool, man. It's just dystopian. Oh my goodness. I was gonna say, did I say let's make a comparison? Yeah, Psycho-Pass. Yeah, Psycho-Pass. You can argue Psycho-Pass in Collective Shout's case. You're looking at Shimonetta. We are speedrunning into Shimonetta, where dirty jokes are not allowed anymore. Content is not allowed anymore. And it's ran by people who are clearly horny on fleek, trying to be the moral arbiters, decide for everybody else. So yeah, this is becoming Shimonetta. It's becoming, as people said, it's becoming 1984. All that stuff, man. Idiocracy. It's like all of that rolled into one. Like all of those elements rolled into one. You know what I mean? And we're speed running.
If they're such moral entities, if these corporations are basking in morality, like, maybe they should come out from the shadows so that we can applaud them. They're the ones keeping our society safe. Like, imagine what would happen without acquiring banks. Still, props for Steam for talking about finding other payment options. In my opinion, though, the more they try to push for this.
What was that, Neo J? This is how freedom dies, with thunderous applause.
Censorship, especially when it affects normies, and video games absolutely affect normies. As I mentioned before, like, there are two strong pillars that are holding society together, and this has been true since the Roman era. One of those pillars is bread, and the other pillars is the circus. And recently, in their infinite wisdom, the payment processors have decided to constantly fuck with the circus. Well, when you fuck with the circus usually finds ways to go around your bullshit. This is even why payment processors existed in the first place, right? Like, a lot of people don't know, but it's true. Payment processors were invented because of pornography. Like, you had a lot of websites back in the day, back in the early 2000s, which had cam girls. And the cam girls required a way of getting paid. And so people invented payment processors specifically in order to provide the service that the public needed. Another reason why you have live streaming is because of pornography. Like, people would watch the cam girls, and they would notice that when someone smacks their ass, there's a delay between the palm reaching the tushy and the clap. And so like people invested into making better technology for live streaming. What I'm trying to say is that not that porn is responsible, but like when you create a demand.
He ain't wrong. He is not wrong. He ain't wrong. I'm just saying.
And when like millions of people want something, well, it's sufficient that out of those millions of people, you have some autistic individuals dedicated enough in order to find solutions. And so messing with the video games is definitely
the goon. The gooning. The gooning is how we were able to prosper as a society, is basically what he's saying. Is how the internet, the gooning was how the internet was able to move forward and prosper. Is what V is saying. It was literally gooning. that was our prosperous. We were able to goon. Is how the fact that we were able to goon is how we were able to move forward with the internet that we had. Okay, that's how we evolved. So you want to call something goon or bait and shit like that? I'm like, gooning was probably responsible for why we have our stuff right now. I'm just saying.
Good way for people to find alternative solutions to this nonsense. And so I genuinely think that 5 or 10 years down the future, it's actually going to be more difficult for payment processors to pull this shit. And it's only because they're fucking with the video games. I like, look, it shouldn't be this way. It doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Like you think, no, if they're fucking with Wall Street or if they're fucking with the energy sector, for some reason, I can't explain why it is. It's the video games. It's the video games and porn. Like when people mess with these two things, that's when people get off of their ass and
you mess with the goon. You mess with the goon. You mess with the man. You mess with the people's gooning. Yeah, they go rise up. They go rise up.
Start innovating. Anyway, right. Necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Uh-huh.
Stop touching the video games. Otherwise, people are going to become innovative. Let me know what
you become innovative, basically. That's how people became innovative, okay? It makes you innovative, okay? I love that. That's fine. That's not. I'm taking a piss out of it, but I'm just saying.
That's sick, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section.
Rocky's like, I'll pretend I didn't hear that. But it's true. Rocky, it's true. Come on now. Hey, Christian. Neo J says there are many people that you could control. Americans ain't one of them. Just because you tell us we have free will ended, and we're going out to fight tooth and nail to the very end. Exactly. In fact, those tenets is how the CSF, how the cute, sexy, and fun nation were built on. Those tenets were how the cute, sexy, and fun nation were built on, man. Sorry, this is crap like the entertainment G review so far. It's no worries. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just taking the piss out. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying, the internet was made for gooning. The internet was made for poontang. Poontang, okay? That's how we thrived as a society. So to the CSF nation, can we get a salute? Can we get a salute? Anyway, I just want to get into that. Okay, I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna switch over to the main stage. We're gonna have something a little pleasant. I'm just gonna keep stuff a little pleasant on screen for now. You take away our fan service, yeah, we gonna rise up. You take the fan service away, we rise up. Okay, people will rise up big time. But no, man. Just my thoughts on all this. Like I said, like I said at the start of the show, a lot of what we're seeing right now is going to have major ripple effects throughout, not only throughout the internet, but probably throughout society as a whole. And that's why I think it's very important to talk about this, because it never stops with them. It just gives them more reign to want to get your ID, to basically have power over what you can and can't consume, what you can and can't buy with your own money. You know what I mean? And the problem is and the thing is that this is all under a false pretense of protecting children. And it's there where you have to ask, how is any of this how is doing any of this actually protecting children? How is doing any of this actually protecting victims? It's not. It's a gross overreach, and this is all about power. This is all about control and influence. So, chat, you already know, but to new people watching, don't believe them when they say that this is about protecting children, because it's not. It never was in the first freaking place. They're pretending to be holier than thou, pretending that they have control over what you can and can't say, what you can and can't view, watch, and shit like that. Things of that nature. And I think at some point, the pushback is going to be strong enough to where I think there's going to be a nuclear level pushback against all of this, to where, like, honestly, it's not progressing. We're not progressing. We're not moving forward as a society. We're actually evolving backwards. All of these regulations, all of these rules and stuff, we're actually moving backwards, not forwards. It's not helping anyone. That's what we try to say about Collective Shout. It's not helping anyone, because it shows how blatant their hypocrisy is. It shows how blatant it is. I'm very much pro freedom of expression. And that's where I stand, and that's where my stance is. And we saw that with PayPal. We saw that with Adobe. Now, Adobe now cracking down on not safe for work, on lewd, not safe for work artists now. We're seeing Adobe crack down on it. We saw that with Patreon. We saw that with PayPal. Cracking down on lewd artists too. How much you want to bet I'll be lumped into that as a lewd artist or something like that? How much you bet a lot of people will be lumped into that if more of this continues to go on. So, yeah, I'm very much pro freedom of expression. That's kind of my ultimate. That's always been the hill I'm dying on. This has always been the hill I'm willing to die on. Like, I stand up for not wanting the content that I like. Not only it's one thing to be demonized for liking the fan service, the gooner bait shit, whatever, gooner content, which basically means profitable. It's one thing to be demonized by it. It's another thing to actively want this banned everywhere so that nobody can enjoy it, all because it offends you, because titties offend you, because attractive female fictional characters offends you. This is why I say never apologize for wanting attractive women in your media, especially in your video games, because they are actively trying to take that away from you. They are actively trying to take that shit away from you. They're trying, you see how they melt down over, you see how they melt down, and they're continuing to melt down over Sydney Sweeney. They're continuing to melt down over Sydney Sweeney. And it's blatantly obvious. You see that it's so freaking obvious that the amount of insecurities going on because what? Sydney Sweeney is attractive, because Sydney Sweeney is hot, because Sydney Sweeney has tits, because it appeals to, quote unquote, the male gaze. It appeals to a male audience. It appeals to a heterosexual. Their tears shall be my paraphrase. That is the hills I'm willing to, that is the hill I'm willing to die on. Okay. Those are the hills I'm willing to die on. All right. When you start policing fiction, you're going to get pushback. Plain and simple. However, this was, like I said, this was not about protecting children, as we're about to go into the last topic, and this is going to be a heavy topic. Listen, to everybody watching right now, if you got kiddies in the room, tell them to leave. Just tell them to leave. Because what I'm going to show, we're going to react to next is pretty effed up. Honestly, it is pretty effed up, and it deals with the content creator gaming platform that we all know as Roblox. This is from YouTuber. This is from YouTuber Schlep. And Schlep is a known Roblox content creator who has been actively seeking out and trying to get predators off of the platform. Well, in his efforts, Roblox thanks him with they thank him with having all of his Roblox accounts banned and a cease and desist. So we're going to get into this, and this is a very interesting topic, and it needs to get the word out. It's a heavy topic, but this needs to get the word out. So I'm going to put a link to Schlepp's video in the description. Check it out, guys. Very important. Get the word out. This is effed up. All right, guys. You have been warned. Let's begin.
This video isn't going to be your typical video. This video is actually a call for help, and I need everybody to share this video. The Roblox Corporation has sent a cease and desist letter to me, a 22-year-old, versus a multi-billion-dollar company, threats of litigation, because I catch predators on their platform. Within the last year, me and my team have gotten 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Almost all of them have admitted to doing this before to other Roblox users. Every account that I've owned on Roblox since I was 8 years old has been terminated. Accounts that we were actively talking to predators on have now been banned off of Roblox. What Roblox did could potentially stop some predators from facing real-life consequences. Not to mention that Roblox has made a very firm stance that I can no longer access the Roblox platform anymore, which I want to make clear at the start of this video. I will not be accessing Roblox in any capacity at this point further unless Roblox says otherwise. This is pretty heartbreaking to me because I've been playing Roblox since I was a little kid. I've loved this platform. I still do. I met my current girlfriend who I've been dating for 3 years. I live with her. We first met all the way back in 2016 through Roblox. I love so much about this site, and that's why I'm so critical of it, because I want to see it do better. The stuff that they've sent me in the cease and desist letter is actually laughably hilarious. Roblox is actively claiming that I am hurting their players. Here's an email. I didn't ever plan on showcasing this in a video, but this is from a kid who was thanking me for getting someone he was groomed by.
No. Hold on. How is actively going out your way to actively hunt down these groomers, basically, let's call them what it is, these groomers, these predators, and getting them off the platform? How is it hurting players? How is it actually hurting the players on your platform? Explain me how. Unless you guys are actively investigating what is going on, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So how is it actively hurting your play? How is it actively hurting players on your platform if someone is going out their way to sniff out all of the actual predators and groomers on your platform, making the platform safer? I want an answer from that. I really want an answer with that.
Arrested in real life. He said he recognized him from my video, and here's some cool fan art he made of me. Roblox is claiming that I'm engaging in simulated child endangerment conversations. What? So one of the fundamental bases of predator catching is that you cannot talk sexually to predators. Predators are supposed to be the ones talking sexually to you. If you talk sexually to predators, like straight off the get-go, that's entrapment. That is literally what entrapment is. We almost always play a naive kid who doesn't know anything about this stuff, so they teach us about this stuff. If you watch these videos, you know how the chats are going, and they're not even on Roblox. Most of the chat logs are on Discord, and they're accusing me of getting people off of platform onto different social media sites. I guess that's worth a cease and desist and an IP ban.
And granted, yes, there is definitely some shady stuff on Discord. Don't get me wrong. Definitely some shady stuff on Discord. That's why a lot of Discords I see have serious guidelines regarding that kind of stuff, because, yeah, they could get the platform in trouble. That's why I put those guidelines in, because we can get in trouble as well. You got to be very careful with Discord, but Discord's also a place where those kind of people can fester. Those kind of people can fester and fester and thrive and such like that. So I get it. I totally get it. It's just, how is this actually endangering children when you're trying to sniff out the actual predators on your damn platform? It's almost like Roblox is trying to protect the predators on that platform.
Of every single account that I own. That's just crazy. I can't even fathom that. They also say sharing or soliciting personally identifiable information.
By the way, to everybody on this, to everybody who just rated, yeah, this is a heavy topic, so please, guys, take it with a grain of salt. If you got kids watching the show right now, take them out of the room, please. This is a very, very, very sensitive topic, so just give you guys a warning. Thank you for the raid, Loki.
And I have no idea what they're referring to this. I would love to know what they're talking about. Are they referring to the fact that I give the information of the predators that we find to the police? Like, the people we're talking to are predators. Like, does Roblox understand that? I literally have no idea. If they thought something was genuinely wrong, they could have reached me out so easily. I think the most insulting thing is that they told me I'm not reporting people quick enough and I'm not reporting them through the right outlets. Tell me the right outlets. I have been trying to figure this out for like a year now. This here is Nepali Incel. This person actually made credible threats to the Las Vegas sphere in a Roblox game. And I saw this with my own two eyes. And the reason why it's a credible threat, it is because the FBI went ahead and arrested someone for making threats within that same game. I made a moderation ticket about it, and I even actually made a report to the FBI about this. Where is the cease and desist letter for him? Where's the IP ban for him? Are you going to ban all of this dude's accounts? Probably not. But back to the predator catching stuff. This is literally how it goes. We go to roblox.com/support, submit a moderation ticket, and then fill out the prompt.
And here's the thing. Because it does sound like his slap is crashing out. But to be fair, he probably has every right to crash out about this. Because this is serious, guys. This is serious. And it's gonna hurt. They can't comment because it hurts their optics, or hurts their bottom line, basically.
With all the information regarding our arrest and give you guys the same Google Drive that we give to the cops. And in a lot of instances, Roblox won't even ban after we reach out to them regarding felony arrests. What I typically have to do is report cases to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or go on the news to show gameplay of our decoys with the predators on Roblox. I've literally felt so lost at trying to get the attention of Roblox regarding these predators. I've created binders with all the chat logs, and I've sent it to their headquarters in San Mateo, California. This is the first time Roblox has ever directly reached me out. Instead of
this is over in my neck of the woods, by the way. Yeah, this is over in my neck of the woods, by the way.
Trying to say, hey, we want to work with you, or literally giving me a line to report these people, or simply saying, don't make these videos anymore, we're gonna ban you. Roblox just terminated every account I own and sent me this cease and desist letter. My account Maliboomer, a family-friendly sandbox gaming theme park channel that I've run since the pandemic. This is actually my first Roblox account. One of the hats that I wore on this avatar was actually something I got at a STEM event where I met Roblox administrators. That channel, it pays my rent. Roblox has made it clear that I'm banned from ever accessing the platform again, and I don't think I'm going to be able to upload on that channel anymore. When I was a kid, I was groomed on Roblox by a popular developer. He manipulated me, he used power dynamics over me, and frequently exposed me to gore and not safe for work material and loads of other stuff that a kid should never see. It was so bad that I actually made an attempt. While I was in the hospital, my mom contacted Roblox. They brushed her off. That predator went on to groom more victims before Roblox finally banned him. Years later, by the way. Even after that, I stayed on the platform. I love the community. But as I ran Maliboomer, I kept spotting these predators, even in an innocent sandbox theme park game. Then I started Schlep, and the emails from victims got worse every single day. And that's when I started catching predators on Roblox. And that's when my fate got sealed on this platform. I've been very critical of Roblox's leadership and the refusal to act in a lot of instances. Last time I tweeted at Roblox's CEO, it was about a predator we had arrested. Roblox ignored it until Gideon and I made videos. Then they banned him, only for him to return. I sent proof of him talking about the video I made on him in a voice chat game on Roblox. Mind you, the same game a 10-year-old was abducted through weeks from this taking place. I replied to one of the CEO's posts about this, and he blocked me. Roblox still allows games like Public Bathroom Simulator, where naked shower together. This has millions of plays, and Dollhouse Roleplay, which also has millions of plays, is tied to a extortion group that the FBI has.
The fuck? Wait, what? Just play that again. Just play that again, please.
And they banned him, only for him to return. I sent proof of him talking about the video I made on him in a voice chat game on Roblox. Mind you, the same game a 10-year-old was abducted through weeks from this taking place. I replied to one of the CEO's posts about this, and he blocked me. Roblox still allows games like Public Bathroom Simulator.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What the hell? Excuse me, what?
We're naked shower together. This has millions of plays, and Dollhouse Roleplay, which also has millions of plays, is tied to a extortion group that the FBI has made public warnings about. Roblox allows you to say the word lolly on their platform. You can put it as your name. Explain to me that, Roblox, a kid's game. Because now you have a whole community of lolicons and maps on your platform. I really hope people can see that Roblox is wanting to have a firmer stance against me.
It's insane. It is insane. I'm not even gonna get into that argument, but damn, this is yeah, but this is about protecting children, right? All right.
A
right.
person trying to get these Roblox predators arrested than these predators we've gotten arrested. Some of them literally have been arrested for CP. Why aren't you sending these Roblox predators cease and desist? They deserve it. They actually tried to commit a crime.
Hey, what's up? So we're here with your Roblox developer, right?
Hello.
Yep. We're about to do the wipe on his phone. We're going to get rid of the child pornography on your phone, right? Okay. How many images do you think we have to get rid of on your phone?
About like 30 or 40.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly.
And what's the game coming out that you got on Roblox soon?
Undertale.
Hell.
Ban, but no cease and desist. Bro, this is fucked up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make this game successful.
Man, this is definitely some very scary times.
It is.
I'm just trying to stop what happened to me when I was a kid from happening to other people. And now I'm facing threats of litigation from a multi-billion-dollar company. Since my career and revenue streams are on the line, I have a site. It's called Schlep.tv. If you want to support my work and what we do and allow us to keep catching predators in the future, feel free to go ahead and support us over there. The most important
Power, if you could put the link to Schlep, his site Schlep.tv, and if you can put the link to his contact information as well, if you guys want to reach out to him as well, if you're always on Roblox and you got stuff you want to try to report, or any predators or any kind of like groomers that you try to report on Roblox, definitely you can reach out to him. This is contact email, and Schlep.tv is the site, so they are keeping more people are keeping out on it. But the reason I want to share this video is I just want to get the word out.
thing we can all collectively do right now is share what is going on with Roblox. Tell your parents, tell your congressman, tell a journalist if you know one. And if any of them are interested, I'm more than willing to share my story, even to the people at Roblox. Even after all this, I am just trying to make a difference and help. I'm trying to stop what happened to me as a kid to happen to future kids. How can you see that as a bad thing? I genuinely can't comprehend it. One final word I'm ending this off on to Roblox. I have no plans of revisiting the platform. I will not be making a new account. I will not be going back on the site.
Good on you. Good on you. Good on you. I'm serious. Good on you. Stand by your convictions on that. So yeah, and this is, and somebody made it, I forgot what video I was watching this the other day on Monday. They made a good point in that, and Power just brought this up, and Power brought this up in the chat. People are, parents are actively, there's already lawsuits against the platform of Roblox. Parents are actually suing, parents are actually going into lawsuit, considering filing into lawsuits against company for stuff like this, because now this has gone viral. More people are talking about it. You heard it from Charlie, Moist Critical, Asmongold, Tectone. So many people are talking about this right now. And somebody made a good point, is that Roblox, the platform itself, is seriously screwed over. They are seriously fucked if this makes it to mainstream news. If this becomes mainstream news, like if this shows up on like Fox News or something like that, then yeah, the platform is seriously screwed. Because that's going to be like millions of people who are going to see this, and it's going to, and there are probably going to be more lawsuits on hand. So this is interesting, you know, and this is what I said earlier with the whole UK Online Safety Act, the Online Safety Act and stuff, the age verifications. It's clear that the regulations are so vague because people will pick and choose, because they'll pick and choose on what's allowed and what's not allowed. So what I mean is stuff like this, what's happening here can actually can actively can purposefully skirt through the cracks. They'll turn a blind eye to this. I'm serious. They will turn a blind eye. Because you ain't gonna hear this shit from like Collective Shout or any of the payment processors or anything like that. And Roblox is a huge platform. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you on this one. It's just that this situation is just absolute insanity. It is pure insanity. So, like I said, I get it. It's a huge platform. A lot of kids on that platform. I bet you a lot of our viewers, who are, a lot of viewers who are parents themselves, they probably have children who play Roblox on this platform. Just inform them and just tell them to be very, very careful. Just if anything, just be very careful on that platform. Okay, very careful on those kind of platforms, those kind of social media sites and such, like, especially on social media. And I do agree with the fact that I think kids should not be allowed on social media to begin with. Yeah, be very, very careful about those kind of people you interact with on Roblox and stuff like that, and just basically on anywhere. And I think this is where parental controls comes in. This is where parental safety comes in, not government. Government safety, basically government mandated safety, acting like they're the parents, acting like your parents. This is where that is that's where the buck stops with the parents on this one. I'm just gonna put it that way. The buck stops with the parents, basically. I mean, it's a crazy thing. So if you have if you do have children who do play for Roblox, if you have like relatives or like young children who do play Roblox, keep an eye out on them, please. I think it's very important. Keep an eye on them, and props to Shalap and everybody else who is not only bringing the word out, but people who are actively in Roblox trying to, sniff and scope out all of these all of these predators and all of these groomers on their platform. So yeah, crazy as fuck. So, but there's some more I want to get into, and this is gonna be another video from Lack of Entertainment, and then we will wrap it up from here. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are freaking amazing. Smack that like button, make it jiggle. Smack that subscribe button, make it jiggle, all that good stuff. So we got one more video from V, and then we'll wrap it up here.
Isn't this a fabulous title for a video, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's not mine. It's not clickbait. It's literally the article that we're going to be discussing. I personally don't play Roblox. The first time I heard about the game is that it got banned in Turkey because apparently the Turkish government considers that it's made its wealth on the back of child labor. Like there was this kid that made, I think, like some design, like using Roblox, and he managed to make millions of dollars off of it, right? So I guess that is child labor, right? But like he wasn't working in the mines; he was playing with the Legos. Still, yeah, it was bad in Turkey. There were other controversies regarding it. Apparently, people were grooming children over there and then meeting them in real life and abusing them. Mm-hmm. Nancy Pelosi invested in Roblox, like she saw potential in the future. Oh, boy. And my understanding is that it's a very popular.
Yes, you heard that right. Yes, apparently this had a huge investment from one of the biggest Democrats out there, Nancy Pelosi. So, I mean, am I not surprised? Am I surprised? Not really. Especially when it comes to, political aisles and little kids, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. It's not really surprising.
Game right now. It's got tens of millions of people playing, and the company wants to get billions of people playing. Extremely profitable, obviously, and also extremely degenerate. Why? Well, in the real world, kids and adults do not mix. Like you have the kids playing in the park, you got the teenagers being in places where teenagers go, and you have the adults, right? And usually you have like the kids table, the adults table. Like usually it's separate. On the internet, unfortunately, that's not the case. You can have children as young as 10 sitting in spaces where adults exist. And apparently Roblox is one of them. If you grew up with my generation, like from what I've asked and what I was told, Roblox is kind of like Second Life. Mm-hmm. You know, like people go there and there are spaces where people actually cyber, as we used to say, right? Pretend fucking, for those of you who don't know. And there is nothing preventing children from being there. And so this created a controversy, right? Like, is Roblox itself responsible for the fact that humans use their services in order to perform these acts?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the Roblox CEOs said, yeah, you shouldn't allow kids to come on our platform. Like, you need to start parenting, okay? Get your kids off our platforms. That's literally his statement. Now the parents responded with, do you know how difficult that is? Because their friends are playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, that's interesting. Like, why aren't you talking with the parents of their friends, right? Like, sure, you know, maybe you can fix this Roblox issue, but like, what if your kids start drinking alcohol? And the argument would be, well, do you know how many of their friends drink alcohol, right? Like, at some point, you have to come to understand that you are the parent. And you do need to put your foot down, like if you know something is dangerous for the kid or not. The way that I view Roblox is a lot more nuanced than what other people view it.
Okay.
The way I view it is like a really dangerous neighborhood, right? Like one of the worst neighborhoods on the internet. And so the question is like, should dangerous neighborhoods exist in real life? Well, obviously not. But reality shows us that any nation on planet Earth has bad neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
And so the solution is like, don't let your kids play in bad neighborhoods unsupervised, right? Like, is this not?
It kind of further on that analogy, like, no matter what you do, no matter what you're gonna do, no matter what you can regulations and stuff you're gonna pull up, whatever you're gonna do, no matter what you try to do, there will always be bad neighborhoods. There will always. There's something you can't get away. That's something you simply can't get away with. That's something that you can't eliminate completely. There will always be bad neighborhoods wherever you go. Always. That's kind of like how, in a way, that's just kind of like how life is. So there are always going to be bad neighborhoods. There's always going to be bad parts of town. There's always going to be slums. There's always going to be ghettos. There's always going to be slums. Always, man. That's something you can't. That's something you can't eliminate completely, because that is going more into class and everything and such like that. Going to class thing, but that's always going to happen. The way that I personally feel that you will never ever get rid of racism ever. That will never go away. Racism will never go away. Hey, it's a sad reality, but it is reality. You can't go it because people have biases. People naturally have natural biases. People have natural different cultures have natural biases. You can't get rid of racism completely. And everybody's trying to, though. So the best thing you do is just better yourself, and better yourself, and better yourself, and people that are close to you. That's something will never. Yeah, racism and classism will never go away. And not in my lifetime, not in your lifetime, not in future lifetimes. It will never ever go away. The best we can do is move forward from it. The best we can do is learn from it and improve on ourselves. But that's something that will never go away. Interesting.
Logical or rational? Like, sure, like, let's say Roblox gets banned. Will there not be other websites or other things that your child can join and still be negatively influenced? Like, can you actually police the entire internet of humanity in order to make sure that every single place is safe for kids? No. Okay, so what is the solution then? Well, learn how to parent.
No, and going this route of pushing these of regulating the internet, trying to basically split off the Wild West, the freedom of the internet, is not the right way to go at it. It simply isn't. So I hope it's not the right way. And I have not heard a single positive argument on why that stuff like the UK Online Safety Act, these age verifications are a good thing. It's just not the way to go. It just simply is not the way. That this kind of push for going for more of an authoritarian focus is not the way to go.
That is the solution. Like, you are in 2025. There are a lot of parental systems that not only allow your kid where to go and on what website to be, how much time they're spending there, and also like allow you to see everything they chatted. So there literally is.
Yeah, and the thing is, and that some people pointed out that parental controls can only go so far. They can only do so much. So it really does come down to, and that is the unfortunate thing. It can only go so far. And let's be honest here. As growing up, if you grew up if you're a millennial, if you're a boomer, if you're a Gen Xer, okay, maybe not boomer, but if you're a millennial, Gen Xer, even Gen Z, Gen Alpha, growing up, if you grew up at the time of the internet, you found ways to skirt around those controls. We all have found ways to skirt around those controls. That's just the nature. That's just as kids, that's our human nature, you know? that's just our human nature, y'all. I don't know what to tell you. You still and don't lie to me. Don't lie to me and tell me you haven't tried to skirt around parental controls to look at, sites that you should be on, sites that you shouldn't be on growing up. Don't tell me you have. Don't lie to me, okay? We all have, all right? We find loopholes, man. We found loopholes, man. We found ways to skirt around it, bro. I'm just saying, it's natural. It's just how we are.
Absolutely no excuse, right? Like, if you allow your kid to be on Roblox, you're like a parent that allows his kid to be in the most dangerous neighborhood, unsupervised. Again, like the dangerous neighborhood shouldn't exist. Fine, no, you have a point, but like parents should also at the same time, not right. Like both things are not exclusive. Now. Why is this upsetting people? Well, it's upsetting people because the company, as I mentioned before, they want to have 1 billion people using it. Mm-hmm. And I assume that children are growing up and they stop playing Roblox, right? So like they want to attract the teenagers and the young adults. So they're having like this dating industry. Mm-hmm. Now, from what I was told, Roblox is really fucking bad, like really, really fucking bad. And so it's so bad to the point where predators use it, right? And it's not just that predators use it. Like they go there and they get catfished by other predators. Mm-hmm. Like imagine this, like you have a predator that's LARPing as a young girl, and he goes there to try to seduce another young girl, and they find out that the other young girl is also a predator. Like this is the shit that we're in. This is the shit that was described to me, the Roblox hellscape.
Yep.
And so if that is the mentality, like allowing your teenagers to score dates and romantic interests on this particular website, I can see why parents are concerned. Yes, I can definitely see why they're concerned. And again, like the age verification, like I'm sorry to break it to you, it doesn't fucking work, right? No. The reason it doesn't fucking work is that kids aren't really that stupid. Like I understand that a lot of adults have amnesia before the age of 16, like they just don't remember what they used to do when they were teenagers. It's a complete blank, right? And so like they have expectations of teenagers that if they found a clone of themselves that was the kid that they're talking about, like they would know that clone would not follow the rules, right? But for some reason they expect that the new generation does. When I was a teenager, like finding out ways to bypass a system was insanely easy, right? Like you have age verification.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier. It was like, it's growing up. You grew up in the internet. Finding ways to bypass this shit was pretty easy. Even if you grew up before the internet really took off, like I was with me as a 90s kid, right at the dawn of the internet, basically. Yeah, we found ways to skirt past that. We always did. We always got in trouble for it. That's just kind of how we are. That's just kind of how kids are,
Okay, you also have Reddit where people post jailbreaks for that age verification. Mm-hmm. You also have Discord channel, and I know this is weird, but kids conspire. Like if one of them finds out something, they share it to other people. And eventually, even if your kid isn't tech savvy, they find out, so like I can bypass the age verification by using a video game character as a face. Or, you know, you can actually have kids that would simply go to the mom's purse when she's asleep, take her ID, right? Like, it's possible. It's called theft, right? Like, kids can do it. Like, they have access to this knowledge. And then they can use the ID in order to log on, and then they put the ID back into the mother's wallet. Like, come on. Like, again, like, did no one has a childhood? Like, did you not know the guy that would do that in your high school? Because I know like 6 or 7 that would, right? So like age verification doesn't really exist. It doesn't stop anyone from doing these things. And so the only thing that does stop things is parenting. And if you're a parent, like, I heavily encourage you to not allow your kid to play Roblox under any circumstance. No. Like, you have the power to stop it. Don't allow others to parent your child, because it's not going to end well. You need to step down and make sure that your kid doesn't do this. Now, when your kid is 18 and he wants to play Roblox, well, that's a different story. But yeah, personally, I would stay away from this game. Way too controversial, way too much bad things happening. And this dating idea, I mean, it's probably going to end with more criticism.
They want to set up,
and it's going to misfire.
Roblox, and that's going to go incredibly wrong. And I think it can be also another potential lawsuits in way too, because of the amount of predators on Roblox too. So turning your platform that is meant for kids into a dating hub has so many ways that it can go wrong, and it can immediately go the wrong way. So yeah, you got to be careful with Roblox. You got to be careful with these sites.
But it is what it is. You know, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you on my live stream. There's a link to that in the pinned comment section. And if you want to support my channel, there's also a link that would take you to my Patreon or my Subscribe Star. I would prefer Subscribe Star, right? But like, if you must, Patreon is also not declined. And you can get the best buyer's remorse on the internet if you decide to support me. Take care.
Yeah. So yeah, this is insanity. Like this whole thing, like everything that's been going on is just absolute insanity. I don't know how else to put it, man. It's just absolute insanity. And it's going to get I do think that situations like this is going to get worse, you know. Like this are going to continue to get worse. And wow, now Blue Sky's dying too. Very interesting. But yeah, situations like this are going to continue to get worse as time goes on. So yeah, so with everything going in, man, just gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Steam's getting debanked. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's just absolute insanity, man. Oh man, it's like when the goods and one thing is just bad, just like yikes. Oh, just yikes. And to Schlep, keep going. Seriously, keep fighting. Keep fighting. Get more of the people. You know, keep bringing this stuff out. More people are going to talk about this, and I know that if something like this will eventually hit mainstream, the situation with Roblox will eventually hit mainstream, and I don't think that they'll be able to they won't be able to handle it, you know. So that's why we always say here, keep putting the pressure on. Don't stop. Do not stop. Keep putting the pressure on. So yeah. Whew. There's a whole thing with Grok being the Grok AI you know, being quote as far right. Oh my god. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Now, Yeah. So I did rework the skin tones. So I did rework the skin tones on what's the name? On Kiki. So hopefully, yeah, Blue Sky has been dying. I agree. I didn't know AI and political opinions bots everywhere. Dude, it's the whole like dude, the point thing of power. The point thing of power is like what Clownfish TV was that video Clownfish TV made the other day about the dead internet theory, and it's like, yeah, it is true. The dead internet theory is real. Oh, I think I firmly believe more and more in the whole dead internet theory. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy with all of these. Blue Sky's been dead since day one. They've seen Blue Sky's dying, but it's still going. You got even the most ideologically driven activists even complaining at how Blue Sky, how even they are being chased off Blue Sky. Yeah, you say it's from them, man. It's crazy. It is absolutely insane. Absolute insanity all over, man. Absolute insanity all over. Now, before I get out of here, what is the dead internet theory? Okay, so let me give you a little. Let me see if I can give you a little summation. So it's a conspiracy theory, basically. It's conspiracy theory that there's a lot more bot accounts that especially on like social media, there's actually a lot more active bot accounts than there are real people on like social media and such like that, and especially on the internet, that there's more, active bot accounts pretty much. I'll give you let's see if I can give you a little this one might be biased because it's coming from Forbes, but it's a good summation on what the dead internet theory is, basically. Spam dead, but it is a conspiracy theory in that there's more bots on the internet acting as real people than there are actual real people on the internet. Like for all we know, Penny could just be a bot this entire time. Penny, I'm kidding. Penny, I'm kidding. We know you're real. I'm just using it as an example. I hate that YouTube is messing with us. Yeah. So the AI framework, the age verification, the AI age verification framework has been rolled out. So a lot of channels are going to get affected by this hypnotic enrapture. By the way, good to see you. Penny, I'm joking. Penny, I'm joking. Bro, yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing with the dead internet theory is just that this whole idea that there are more bots, and especially more like corporate bots, like bots from like manufacturing corporations, from bots like manufacturing for corporations that are on the internet than actual human beings. So like I said, for what we know, like hell, even you are using a VPN. Yeah, dude, it's insane. Dude, it's insane. And just I would advise you to be very careful because you already heard YouTube is trying to crack down on VPNs. Actually, not just YouTube, but of course the UK Online Safety Act, they are trying to crack down on VPNs as well. So it's crazy. It is absolute crazy. Riot Kitty, good to see you. Like for example, we don't know that we don't know that Riot Kitty could just be a bot this whole time. Just I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying I'm just saying that the actual Riot Kitty's voice could actually just be AI generated this whole time. It could just be an AI, Okay. She might be able to skirt the age verification, if that's the case. Right, kid, I'll fuck with you. By the way, good to see you. Could be right. I know you're real, right? I'm just using an example. I'm explaining the dead internet theory to Neo J. Exactly. That was a real Riot Kitty's voice. That was just an AI, AI. It's a Riot Kitty. Riot Kitty's just a bot that it's a bot that gains sentient. It just becomes sentient. I'm messing with you. So the person was singing "Happy Birthday" to me earlier this year. Turns out it was a bot. Right, is Annie. Oh my God! Riot is Annie confirmed. Riot is Annie. Riot is the Annie. Riot is Annie confirmed. Riot Kitty is very now I see why Collector Shout wants to go after you, try to label you, Riot, as child appearance, as child looking. Oh my God, I'm back. What do they gotta do now? We don't know Sean. No, Sean's a real person. We all know Sean is a real person. We all very well Sean's a real person. In fact, I wouldn't insult the one of the concept artists of Concord as to being a bot, It's a real black man. Okay, Shaw is a real black man. Okay, and there's no this hands buts about. Oh my God! Yeah. Oh my God! I'm fucking with you. No, but there's one more. No, but you know what? Let's end this on. Here, I'm going to end this on a positive note. We'll end this on a positive note. We're going to watch a trailer reaction. Firewalk owe me money. No, we're gonna end this on a positive note. There's a trailer that we're going to react to. By the way, for everybody who's looking forward to for everyone who's looking forward to Crimson Desert, it has been pushed back to Q1 of 2026. That is not the trailer that I'm gonna be showing off. No, this is a new Korean action adventure game that has been making the rounds, and I figured it would be fun to look at, see what's all the hubbub is about. So. Let me go ahead and get full. Let's go to the main screen again. Okay, so you guys, so we have first it was Wukong, then it was Wu Chang, and now we have Wu Chi. Wait the fair. So let's check this trailer out.
청도삼인 국어본이 대동강변 열매거리 큰일망자 이름이 혈자리가 묻자구나. 기어코 여기까지. 참으로 정성이십니다.
So we got first it was Wukong, then it was Wu Chang, and now we got Wu Chi. I feel like the Wu trilogy is complete right here. But my first thought is this is going to be another Souls-like, isn't it? This is going to be another Souls-like. I have the sinking suspicion that this is going to be another Souls-like. Nothing wrong with that, but the thing I've noticed is, and we've noticed this with a lot of Eastern titles lately, is that I think everybody is basically, I think going the Souls-like route is like the safest route that you can take for an Eastern dev now. I think I'm noticing that. I think we're going into the point where it's not a fatigue, it's just an oversaturation. I think the reason why you're seeing so many different Souls-likes now is because that's like the easiest way to take. That's like the easiest the easiest kind of game that Eastern devs can make right now, aside from like gacha games, obviously. But I'm just noticing, I'm getting the sneaking suspicion that this, hey Punk, I'm getting the sneaking suspicion that this will likely be another Souls-like. And from my personal stance is, I'm getting my ass kicked in Wu Chang. I think that's going to be the only Souls-like I ever play moving forward. That's just, yeah, it's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. It looks interesting. I need to see some gameplay, but I have a feeling that it's going to be another Souls-like. So, but hey, I think it's the easiest way. I think for Eastern devs, it's probably one of the easiest type of games to make, especially. And there's definitely no, Sean, I can't. I just it's an acquired taste. Souls-like are such an acquired taste. I just do not have that acquired taste. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sean. I don't have that. It is such a I just simply don't have that, my friend. I would love it. It's just not my kind of thing. I think likely I'm more hack and slash. So that's why I'm like, as much as I want to get into Phantom Blade Zero, it's a Souls-like. So that's my turn off. But yet I'm interested in Tides of Annihilation, which is more of a hack and slash. Beast of Reincarnation, I'm hoping it's more of a hack and slash and not a Souls-like. I'm hoping it's more of a hack and slash, not a full-on Souls-like, please. Or if it falls into a realm of Stellar Blade where it's a hack and slash Souls-like hybrid, where I'm willing to play those. I'm willing to play a hybrid of both of those elements. But if it's straight up Souls-like, Get him to play ZA with no context. No, Riot. I'm not getting a Switch. Riot. I am swearing off anything Nintendo at this point. I am not getting a Switch. I have zero interest to get a freaking Switch. Sir, Phantom Blade's okay, so Phantom Blade's a hybrid. Okay, good to know. And I know that Phantom Blade's a hybrid. Crimson Desert is just a straight up action adventure title, kind of more in the realms of like The Witcher and such like that. So like a Witcher like title. So you know what? So Souls Light. I ain't giving a dime to Nintendo since Neo J. Exactly. I ain't giving shit. I'm done with Nintendo altogether, man. I'm done. But yeah, that is Wu Chi, Way of the Fair. So we had Wu Kang, we had Black Myth Wukong, Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, and Wu Chang, Wu Chang, the Wayfarer. I feel like this is the Wu like. This is the Wu trilogy here. So it'll be interesting. But I do have a sneaky suspicion that this will be a Souls-like. But hey, maybe not. Maybe it'll be like The Witcher. Maybe it'll be a Witcher. You know, the Wu siblings. No Souls-like moves as fast as Phantom. No Souls-like moves as fast as Phantom Blade. That's true. And to be fair, no Souls-like has that kind of choreography. Has that level of choreography like Phantom Blade. So that's a fair point, Sean. That is a very fair point. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I need to get out of here, get ready for work. You guys have been absolutely amazeballs, guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Like I said, smack that like button, make it jiggle. Smack subscribe, make it jiggle. Speaking of which, Kiki, I reworked the shading. On Kiki. So let me know how she looks so far. I think this is probably her best design. I think this is probably one of my best designs for Kiki so far. You guys seem to absolutely love it. I think it's absolute drip. Souls like Makini arc. Souls like arc. Speaking of which, yes, she's got that absolute drip. Where's Sweet Baby, bro? Sweet Baby Wu-Tang. Oh, I was so interested in that until I saw the Sweet Baby Ink was involved. I'm like, oh, get the hell out of here! Get out! Sweet Baby Ink is involved. I'm like, oh no, sir. Oh no. You could join Tales of the Shire and what was the other game that got canceled this week? Oh, Contraband. Contraband was canceled. And here's my thing. This is my last thing. I'm gonna say this one last thing. Developers. Can we put a moratorium on developers and publishers announcing their game like 5 years ago, like 5 years early, and then showing nothing of return, and then having nothing to offer and then shut it down? Can we put a moratorium on that one, please? Can we tell developers to stop announcing your game like 5 years early, like 4 or 5 years early, if you don't have anything to show for it? Can we stop to that? Because that eventually leads to games getting shut down, projects getting canceled. Okay, how about you announce your game when you have actual gameplay to show for it? Don't just announce it like 5 years ago, 5 years ahead of time. Come on now. It's no gameplay. How about you just wait until you actually have a demo or some gameplay to show off, and not just announce a reveal trailer like 5 years ago and then announce that your game is canceled? Sean is clapping. Where is Project DT? I agree. Where's Project DT? I understand you want to get ahead of the game, but I'm just like, I think this is going to start becoming a bad habit if you're releasing your games 5 years ahead of time, like 2-3 years ahead, and you have no gameplay to show for it, no progress to show for it. Looking at you, Fair Game $. That's good. Fair Game is going to get canceled. I will be. Fair Game is going to get canceled. Get canceled. Okay, when you have the lead, Jade Raymond leaving when you have the actual founder of your studio actually leaving your studio, yeah, your game's getting canceled. So yeah, Fair Game's gonna get canceled. Anyway, wow, guys, smack that like button, make it jiggle. Smack this subscribe button, make it jiggle. Thank you to all of my channel members. You guys are absolutely amazing. Join the channel for as low as $1 a month. Get access to exclusive art drops and channel member emojis that drop every 2 months for my channel members. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you all for the support. Thank you, Loki, for the raid if you're still here. Thank you, Loki, for the raid if you're still here. And follow me on Newgrounds, Etsy shop, Twitter, links in the description. Check out the community tab, guys. I can now upload 10 images on the community tab, which is pretty cool. So that means I can do my stuff. But don't. Emerald. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. Do not get me started on that. Okay. Do not. Do not. I was watching Kyle's stream. last night over that. Nah, man. Not with this cartoony art style. No, bruh. Not with this cartoony art style. I'm sorry. You already turned me off. You've already turned me off completely. No. This is your face model. That's your face models. Really? This looks so cheap. I'm sorry. It looks freaking cheap. And you want to run on the user generated. I get that, but I'm sorry. Everything looks a little too cartoony for my taste. And you know what that means. If it's cartoony, it's going to be neutered all to hell. So I can't make a Kiki like this, okay? I don't think and by the way, it's a live service, so you know what that means. I mean, any amount of... So it's probably not going to be able to be modded. I can't, I look at this. I'm serious. I look at this, and my first thought is, I am never going to make a Kiki. Kiki cannot exist in a game like this. Bubblegum cannot exist in a skating game like this, okay? Bubblegum cannot exist in a skating game like this. So, yeah, this looks bad. This just looks ugly. It really does. When the skate games were ugly enough back in the day, you know what? The skate games, the first 2 games were much more realistic. Then you got this kind of Skate 3, which is a little bit more on the, you know, watered down, if you get what I mean. Even Tony Hawk is compromised. Yeah, sorry. So it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. I need a skate game, Kiki. I need to make Kiki into a skate game. We need to make Kiki into like a Sessions or Skater XL. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm Makini, now you are Sherman Illustrator. Thank you for tuning in to Makini in the morning. Until then, stay cute, stay sexy, have fun, take care, much love. Say no to censorship. Never apologize for wanting attractive women in your media, especially in your video games. And above all else, never stop drawing. Have a great rest of your hump day, everyone. I shall see you all later. I'll make some more posts on it. Check out the community tab, so I'll definitely make some more posts on there. All that good stuff. And we may be back tomorrow for the muted draw stream. Until then, I love y'all. Peace.
Cute, sexy, and fun. And that is definitely the best way to describe our channel members too. We'd like to thank everyone in the CSF Nation for your incredible support. Join the channel for as low as $1 a month to get access to exclusive art drops that Makini drops every 2 months for his channel members. And all your support goes to helping out the channel and helping Makini put out the best content he can for you all to view and you all to enjoy. We appreciate all of your support, and we also appreciate your support as well. CSF Nation for life. Mwah. Gracias. Thank you for tuning in to Makini in the Morning and getting your morning started off on the right foot with us. If you enjoy this program, please smack that like button and make a jiggle. Share the show out to everyone you know. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone. Become a channel member for those $1 month you want to support Makini further. And if you want to see more content from Makini and help him reach his 6K subscriber goal, hit that subscribe button. He would really, really appreciate it. I am Marisa Tali, producer and weather girl for this very program, and we all wish you a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there. We will see you all next time here on Makini in the Morning. Mwah. Makini in the Morning is filmed before a live studio audience at Makini Studios in Arcadia Village's South Tower, right here in Pacifica City. We know that you guys love waking up with us here on Makini in the Morning, but if you would like to actually be in the live taping of Makini in the Morning, all you have to do is visit youtube.com/Makini90 or call 765-9077 toll free for free tickets. We would love to see you here in the audience for our next Makini in the Morning live show. Makini in the Morning is produced by Silver 9 Productions with Makini Jaws Productions in association with Anissa Laka Television and Makar Banks Entertainment, and is distributed by CSF Nation Domestic Television Distribution.